Look at her. Look at her. Ain't she pretty? I don't think so either. But she's gonna be. Give me a little time. I need to drive her safe though, so the installs for the beginning are gonna be boring. But welcome to today's episode. Today we are putting on brakes on the mini truck because we're on the mini truck vlogger grind. I got some more mods for the Speed 3 coming. Do not worry. Trust me, I'm not done with it yet. I got quite a few more things. Not gonna say, but let's get into today of the tools that we need. We got our new rotor from AutoZone. We got our new brake pads. We got our 1/4 inch drive, 3/8 inch drive, flathead screwdriver, pliers, needle nose type, hammer, brake cleaner important, drill to get the wheels off, 24mm socket, 21mm socket, 14mm socket, wheel bearing, grease, cotter pins because you'll probably break them, C-clamp, and you need your jack. Step 1, jack up the car. Safety first, add your backup jack. Step 2, take your wheels off. If you're doing it by hand, make sure to leave this on the ground and then loosen them and then pull them off. Step 3 is take off the brake caliper. We need our 21mm and our 14. I'll show you guys the backside. You might need your hammer for this. Alright, I'm gonna do the bottom 14mm first. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Left, left. Then I'm gonna hold the socket on the bolt really good so the bolt doesn't get stripped. I'm gonna use the hammer. Take it off by hand. Voila. Organize my bolts over here. Get my 21mm. I'm gonna leave that one in there and loosen the bottom one. Got it? Do the top one. You can do it by hand. If it doesn't budge, lift up on the bottom of this. Hold caliper. Get the caliper off. The top slides up. And you pull it off. And then this guy. See this right here? Pull it out. Boom. Then you can set this guy up here. Now, get your flathead, and you're gonna wanna, when you stick your flathead in this wedge, like twist it, and then kind of pry on it, twist it. Get your hammer, hit it in there, and twist it side to side. Then rotate it. Side to side. Rotate it. Side to side. Rotate it. Side to side. Got it? Next thing we gotta do is get the cotter pin off. The last one I broke, but hopefully I won't break this one, but whatever, these have definitely never been changed before. 38,000 miles on the stock brakes, unless the other guys did like a phenomenal job, but this looks OEM, the way this cotter pin's folded and how clean it is in here. Gotta get these straight together. Oh, that one just broke. Yep, this one's toast. That's why you buy extras. Now go ahead and pull this guy off right here. Then we need our 24mm. This is gonna be looser than you think, this 24mm, because this nut rests against the wheel bearing and you don't want a tight nut on a bearing because how's it supposed to spin? It's like when you tighten a skateboard wheel too much. I literally did it by hand. Get your hands as dirty as possible. Slide it off gently. Now you'll see when you take this out, you have your wheel bearing. Put it back in there. On the other side though, these are the 6 bolts we take off to get this rotor off. I put these lug nuts on here, so I'm gonna put this in this vise to help keep it from spinning. That way I can get these 14mm bolts off. Last one. The rotor's kind of rusted to this. There we go. This is a very important part. Do not mess this up. Go outside, get your new rotor out, and it has this resin on it, and sometimes you can see like yellow on it. Just go out here on something, spray it with brake cleaner. Flip it over. Let it sit for a moment and then wipe it off. This side it's like deep right here. This side it's flush. Flush side, gonna go ahead and thread the bolts by hand. 2 hours later. Hernia! Oh, my back. Just kidding. That new though. Now, go ahead and grab your bucket of grease. Nasty. Get ready to get your hands dirty. I'm just gonna go ahead and lube this guy up inside and out. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but I'm just gonna send it for the boys. Get some more. Go on the inside of this bad boy. Just get some in there for later. Nothing for now. All for later. And then stuff this guy in there. Nice and tight. Gently flip it over. Get some of this guy in the back. Put it back in. There we go. Slide it all the way up in there. Get some more jelly in there. I'm gonna grab my nut. Hand tight. I'm gonna back it off a smidge. Grab your new cotter pin kit. I'm gonna link everything I can in the description if you guys are lazy and like ordering stuff on Amazon. If not, just go to AutoZone like I did. You're gonna wanna stick the cotter pin. Oh. Whew. Do not forget this guy. Slide this buckaroo on here. Slide the cotter pin from the bottom up. Test success. Slide your cover back on. Sometimes they're plastic, this one's metal, so. Before we do brake pads, I'm gonna get my C-clamp and get this guy right here. This piston on the brake we need to smash in because the new brake pads have a lot more pads, so we need more room in here. There's probably other ways to do this, but just go buy a C-clamp, save yourself the time. Cool. All the way smashed in. This one right here with this tab goes on the far side. Slide it in there. The other side, slide it in there. Without knocking the other one out. Bring it down. Push them in by hand. Slide them on here. Grab your one of the big bolts and get the top one so you don't have to hold it. Grab your other big one, do the bottom. Last bolt on the back, bottom 14mm. Bingo. Go ahead and take these. And take my lugs back off. And you hear that? That's just those new brake pads. Once you pump the brakes when you first get started, it's gonna tighten those up and it's gonna be real smooth. So don't stress about this. As long as it spins easily. Gonna go ahead and start the truck now. Just go ahead and pump the brakes a couple times. Oh yeah, I got nothing at first. Get that pressure back. Forget it, let's just test it. It's pretty good. That's how we do it. That's how we change the brakes. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video of this mini truck series. Later!